Welcome back everyone for part 2 of Xzia's Vampire Village. Her Twitch channel information can be found in the published section below.
We are now going to visit the Vampire Manor, so it's a very large manor. It's got very subtle hints that people living here are up to no good. You will notice some upside down crosses on the front. And people who are going in dismissing these hints are like fair game for the vampires. So that's your warning if you go in for them, like, yeah, you're toast. We are now in the main hallway of the manor, like at the entrance. I designed this to be open on 2 levels to give like a very wide view of the manor to make it look like very large. I also added candles, like candle holders on quite a few beams, to add to the, the feeling that you have vampires here.
Alright, so in between takes you had mentioned something very interesting about this floor. You want to elaborate about that?
Sure. When I built the manor, I was researching a lot of, images or stuff that would help me like add vampire feel or stuff like that. And one of the screenshots, or I should say picture I found, had a floor with a design like this, and I figured, wow, that's so cool because it's so simple, but yet it gives like a kind of mood that belongs to itself. So instead of going with a very intricate design, I decided to go with this because I really liked it. So as we leave the dining area, we enter the kitchen. And what makes the kitchen special is that you can see it's messy. There's a spill of water on the floor, like dishes on the floor. Over here you have blood on the floor, it's not being cleaned. And the knives, instead of being stored where they should, like they are just stabbed on the table and the walls here. And that's because the servants we have here are working for the vampires, so they are very busy with that. They don't take care of the manor very well, and on top of that they are rather old and creepy. So yeah, they kind of, go around corners and don't necessarily do their job very well. We are now in a 2-story library. This area, I figured like every ancient mansion needs one, so I decided to do this. But I would like it to look like much more dusty, so when we get spiderwebs, this place is gonna get them. It's gonna get dusty and look rather unused. If you come up the ladder over there, to the 2nd level of the library, you're going to reach like a railing. And if you jump over here, you will reach like the 2nd level of the manor, which is where the bedrooms are located. The largest one is over here. We are now in the largest of the bedrooms in the manor. This bedroom is very large. You see, like, it's got all of the furniture you would expect in a bedroom, but it also has a very large area with a fireplace, these couches, a bookcase, I mean. And yeah, it's pretty large and comfortable. We are now in the attic of the manor, and it's a very large attic, like the roof is super high. It's still a work in progress. I've been fixing the angles of the roof. But when it's done and we have the tools, I want this place, like this room, to be the only room in the manor that will have mobs. So it's gonna have rats, spiders, cockroaches, whatever kind of critters like I could have, and I want to add spider webs and dust balls, whatever we can have, to make it look abandoned and unused.
Alright, now we're in the attic. However, this particular attic has a very unique room to it. What are we looking at?
That would be a guillotine, and it's in a hidden room. So the visitors cannot see it, but that's like quite the secret. We're now in front of the town hall, so that's where the villagers hold their meetings. They also hold all of the trials, like because they execute people. This building also has a clock tower, and you can actually see this clock tower from the main street, like all the way, like from the other end of the main street, you can see it. We're now inside the town hall. That's where, like I said, where the villagers hold their meetings. They also have all of the trials. So sometimes it's the mayor that's going to be here doing speeches, and sometimes it's a judge standing here doing a trial. So this is the main room for the meetings. In the meeting area, like this large room, there's also upper decks where people can sit and watch what's going on in the meeting or the trials. So it makes the room like bigger and able to accommodate more people.
Alright, so now we're moving from the attic into the clock tower area, and as I understand it, SOE is going to be providing us with some sort of prop for clocks, right?
Yeah, the problem right now is that we have no idea how big we're going to be able to scale them up. So maybe they will not be able to get big like this. If they can, I will use them. If they cannot, then I will go and make my own clock. I would also like to have some kind of gear here, so you know, when I know how to configure the clock, then I will go and add some gears here. So we're still in the clock tower, but if we head over, like with this ladder here, we're gonna reach the balcony area. And also you can notice that I use the ropes like for the banisters.
And now we're at the top of the clock tower, and we're overlooking this magnificent scene of your claim.
We can see the village. The mood I'm trying to put in there is that the houses are very, very close to each other. So like it looks like the streets are narrow. You know, everybody's close to each other. As we get more claims, I'm going to expand on that. So you know, it's a village with poor people, and they are like on top of each other pretty much.
How long did it take you to build this?
It took me 1 day per house. The manor itself, I made it in March. It took me quite a long time. The roof was pretty evil. The clock tower here took me about 4 days.
Okay, this area that you're about to show me now, of course, has a very secret and elusive way to get in, and we're not going to reveal that to anyone. They're going to have to figure that on their own. So, show us around. What do we have down here?
The first area of the dungeon is called the Mad Alchemist Lab. The Mad Alchemist works with the vampires, and he's actually the guy who does all of the torture. You can see if you go to the right here, he's got cells. And at the end, to the right here, like he's got these things to attach prisoners on the wall. On the other side, he's also got like well, right now it's a work in progress, but this wall here is gonna have torture instruments and weapons. So you know, you can do whatever. And over here is the main room to torture people. So it's got like, you know, torture table, a cage, a chair with a spike and a screw handle, an Iron Maiden stretch table, and as I go, I will add more devices.
So now that we've been through your village, your town, your claim here, there is kind of a light side and a dark side, and this being your torture area being the dark side of it. What aspects of this town do you think that you like the most about it? Its character, its detail, its citizens. What is it about this build that really, really attracts you and makes you want to expand on it?
I would say the storyline. We are also going to add a lot to it. Like every nook and cranny is gonna have some kind of story behind it.
Alright, so now we're in the Mad Alchemist Lab. Can you elaborate? Give me a little detail about what goes on down here.
The Mad Alchemist will be the first boss that the players will cross in the dungeon. And this level here is like where he's got his office, so that's where the players will find him. As well as assistants, so there's going to be other mobs around. You can see, you know, his chemical tanks, like where he's got like these fluids to do all of his experiments. And the large black table is going to be where all of the chemistry, you know, contraptions are going to be. He's also got, you know, books, you know, alchemy books and stuff. And where I'm standing is his office, so where players will find him and actually fight him. We are standing still in the Mad Alchemist Lab, and the table we see to my right is where he's gonna hold all of his chemistry contraptions, where he makes like all of his crazy experiments. To the left over here is gonna be a very large experiment he's gonna be running, probably like building some kind of crazy creature. And over here, if we go up, that's where he's got all of his books, like his bookshelves to study like his alchemy, and he's also teaching to his helpers as well, so they can study here. We are now heading towards what I call the monster lair. I call it like that because I'm not sure what kind of monster I will have yet, so it doesn't really have a name. You can see over here bloody barrels being tossed down. That's how they feed the monster. When we have a bone, as props, I'm going to make a bone pile here to show that the monster has been feeding off of them. We can see over here some kind of pillar that's kind of creepy. I needed some kind of pillar to hold this ledge here, and I decided to make it creepy, like a chicken leg. So it looks like a creature leg. Past the monster lair, we end up like in what I call the pool right now. This area is filled with water on the ground. It's got lots of water, and the water is alive here. We can see some mobs already formed, but when the players will move around here, they will not necessarily see them already fully formed. It's gonna be water that's bulging, and as players approach, it's gonna take the shape and attack the players. There's also exhaust of water around it, and the water ceiling still needs work, so it's not finished yet. We are now approaching the vampire quarters, and be careful because some are still asleep, so they might just wake up and be pretty mad at you. So you see this one is out and about and this one is asleep, so shh. As we leave the vampire area, we reach what I call the worship hall. It's a very, very large room where the players will see the big boss of the dungeon for the first time. He's gonna stand where I am right now. You will see also victims in the cages around the room, where like you see the purple glow. There's going to be priests between the pillars as well. They will be kneeling and praying. And they will be actually like what the players will have to fight, because the boss is gonna run off. Players will have to find him after the big battle. We are currently in the last room of my dungeon for now, because when I'm done, it's not going to be the last room. This is the actual tomb of the big boss. That's where he's supposed to sleep, because he's supposed to be a vampire. And he's got like that very large tomb and these catacombs. It's guarded by 4 gargoyles. Players will figure as they go that he might not be a vampire, maybe. So they will find the end of the story when they reach this area and they go to the next one. We are currently inside the cave where the original villagers are living. This is where they sleep and they eat and they do their stuff. They are living here to save their family. You can see a skull behind me, like it's part of the cave wall. So some dark magic was happening here before they moved in. Over here you can see where the villagers actually sleep. All of the villagers, like the different families, pick different spots for their, families and kids and stuff. This is one of them. There's more over there if you come next to the spring. There's more beds again, and they actually eat in this corner. There's also, let me try and find it. If you go around here, there's another ramp. If you come around, there's that ramp that goes up. There's like some kind of accident that must have happened here. We're going up the ramp here. And there's like some kind of accidents that must have happened here. These people live in close proximity, so they don't necessarily all get along well, so who knows what happens. This area here has a lot more beds than the others. It's because that's like the doctor's family, and anyone who's sick or injured also can have a spot. That's why he's got this bookshelf and books. That's like the doctor's spot. We are now in an area in the cave where you see a chair, like standing on top of some kind of ledge, and this chair can see like pretty well under, like all around. The guy living here is like a control freak. He wants to see everything, and he's getting on everybody's nerves, like something bad's gonna happen around here.
All right, Xzia, so as we wrap this up, is there anything else you'd like to tell our viewers?
Sure. My claim is on Carrot Shield if they want to come and visit. It's listed under Xzia, so my name is Xzia. They can also use the portal because I'm next to the hub to the northwest of it, so very, very close. And also, this claim is going to become a mega claim when I have, like, the chance to make it happen, when we have the tools for that. I need close to 30 claims, like, to get what I want out of my storyline and everything. So I will also open it up to a few friends that want to build this kind of team, and they want to follow my storyline. So that's gonna get pretty fun at some point. So keep an eye on that. They can also watch my stream on Twitch TV/XziaLol. So it's a Xzia with LOL at the end.
That wraps up our visit to Xzia's Vampire Village. Be sure you hit that like button, share this video with your friends on social media, and subscribe for future landmark news.